It's time for Smooth Jazz Saturday Night Showdown Live. I am your host with the toast, Spade. And due to the high demand, we are back with this format. So thank you very much, and without further ado, let us go ahead and look for a match. We're going a bit more upbeat this time, but I hope it's fine. I like to think, and I like to keep things fresh. Let's see. Potential leads. Landorus, maybe a focus as Breloom. That might be Bad News Bears. Let me lead with my own Landorus. Get some Intimidate action going on, as my opponent leads with a Raichu. Unless it is Choice Scarfed, I can hit it with an Earthquake. I will try to go for the early game surprise and knock it out if I just can, and I can. I can do that. But in comes the Landorus. He figures out quickly that I am Choice Scarfed, and he is able to set up his rocks if he so desires. I shall go into my Heatran on a balloon though. He has the rock polish, but what he doesn't know is that I got the balloon. He didn't know that early, so he goes for the early game setup. And I have the hidden power ice, as he goes for the fly. I was expecting the Supersonic Sky Strike, but I guess that works. And he wants to save that for late game anyways. But now he chooses to go. Chooses to go for the fly. Breaks my balloon. And he could Earthquake. I shall go into my own Landorus, as he goes for the Z move right now. Perhaps expecting me to switch out. Ooh. Trying to play around this isn't as easy as I thought. But what I could do is go into Scissor now, as he goes for the Swords Dance and gets a little bit greedy. And I can finish him off with the Bullet Punch. And I can get my Mega Evolution going right off the bat. So it's not that bad of a trade-off. Landorus did get some damage on it, but I do still get to keep my Choice Scarfer around, as my opponent switches out and goes into Tapu Fini. And I don't know what you are planning to do to me. It seems to be a nature's madness. And that is fine by me, because I get to wear down this Tapu Fini. 45%, not too bad. Maybe with some max damage I can... Don't get it. But I will go for the Bullet Punch again. I get rid of this Tapu Fini, which is excellent. And he goes into Marowak, not knowing that I have the Brutal Swing. Ah, so nice. Taunt wears off. Not that it really matters, as my opponent chooses to go into Breloom. And I'm thinking you up potentially... Oh, Mach Punch doesn't even knock me out. And he is Focus Sashed. Another Mach Punch is coming my way, so I shall switch out and go into Latios to take the hit. And I will choose to go for the Hidden Power Fire, as he uses Landorus Therian as a Death Fodder. Now this means I can get a little bit of damage on the Metagross, and that is honestly all I need, or even Dugtrio to take him down. And I do not believe this could be another Rock Polish set. I do not think so. So I will do that. I will follow up with another Hidden Power Fire as he runs, and we got the first game. Feeling groovy. Feeling good. Let's see. A toast for victory. Ooh, this is a scary looking team here. Potential leads. Pheromosa, maybe Garchomp, maybe Scarf Kieran Black. Honestly, he could lead with anything he wants. He's got a hyper-offensive team. For the most part, it looks like. I will try to surprise him with the Choice Scarf. As he sees it coming, goes into Tapu Lele. Nice damage, nice damage. Psychic could be coming my way. Moonblast could be coming my way. I would like to keep my Heatran's Balloon. I shall stay in. I shall stay in. He goes into Garchomp, which seems to be defensive. Physically defensive, in fact. And what I shall do is go into my Heatran right now, while I got my Balloon. As he goes for the Stelfroku. That's fine. And I will go for the hidden Power Ice. Knock out the Garchomp, which, by the looks of things, was definitely physically defensive. So I can strike him down from the special side. Heatran on the Balloon. Good work. It's not random. It's just kind of old school. And it works. High Jump Kick is the obvious choice. But he could also Ice Beam. I shall go into Tentacruel to check. As he does go for the Ice Beam. Excellent, excellent. And since Garchomp is gone, I might as well Rapid Spin. Get rid of those Stealth Rocks for good. Happy New Year to you as well, Mr. Grillo. Happy New Year. And now I shall set up a layer of Toxic Spikes, hindering down his entire team. Apart from this Magearna, of course. The Pheromosa could potentially spin, but it does need to switch in order to do so. And what do you do? What do you do? Fusion Ball could be coming my way. You could also sub down on me. That would be bad. I shall go into my Landorus for the Intimidate factor. And he does go for the Fusion Ball. He did play the prediction game earlier, so he doesn't choose to do so again. And his entire team, by the looks of things, is grounded. And so I shall go for the Earthquake. As the Kieran Black is not choiced, a Life Orb, perhaps I should pay attention. But then again, the Fusion Bolt didn't do anything. So there was no Life Orb recoil earlier, now was there? Scissor is good. Scissor is nice. I shall go for the Bullet Punch. As he switches into Tapu Lele. That is quite alright. I get him Toxic. Wasn't it? Perhaps I should have expected him to switch out, but I didn't. Heatran is an overall good switch in, as he switches out into Pheromosa. Now that thing is poisoned as well. That is excellent news for me. And if he wishes to do so, he can go for the U-turn. So what I shall do is go into my Tentacruel again. And he chooses to go for the High Jump Kick, doing 50% to my Tentacruel. I don't have the best switch-ins, so what I shall do is go for the Sludge Bomb, as he switches out into Magearna. Fair enough. He could Volt Switch. Do you have Dark Trio? So he could potentially go for a Flash Cannon. Or Flare Cannon. He has a bunch of cannons on his side. Ooh. Trick Room. Very interesting. I shall go for another Scald. As I see a Twinkle Tackle. That is resisted. Excellent. A toast for Tentacruel. Sponging these hits, quite literally. I do still like my balloon. So I shall stay in. The Volt Switch happens. That Nintendo Volt Switch. What are you going to go into? Everything is going to get poisoned. And hit by a Scald. Plus, I outspeed the rest of his team. That is quite fine with me. What is your choice, good sir? What is your choice? Everything will get hit by a Scald and a following hit of my choosing. And he chooses to go into Kieran Black as a Death Fodder after the poison. It is definitely a Death Fodder. I shall outspeed you, knock you out. Trick Room is quite nice, I must say. I shall use Dark Trio now. I have stayed in for so long that he should go for the Volt Switch. That is what I'm thinking. Perfect. And what is even more perfect is the timing. Trick Room wears off. I get some prior damage on him. I got Earthquake. Goodbye. Goodbye. Excellent, excellent. And now he chooses to go into Pheromosa. Unfortunately, I do not have good switch-ins for this Pokemon. And so, I shall go for the Sucker Punch. Doing a little bit of damage. As he goes for the U-turn. That is quite alright. As long as I keep my Scissor healthy. That Pheromosa should be no problem. Ooh. I can go into Heatran now. I want to preserve my Latios and my Scissor. And so, Heatran it is. Focus Blast is a potential move, but he chooses to go for a Psychic. And down goes the Tapu Lele. I love my Toxic Spikes. So good. So good. But now in comes the Pheromosa. Psychic Terrain is up though. And I shall sacrifice my Tentacruel. As he goes with a high jump kick. He does get +1. But is he Choice Scarfed or not? And could Latios take a +1? Powerful, yet resisted high jump kick. We are going to find out. Yes, I can take it. I can take it. Excellent, excellent. And this Tapu Koko, I can hit with a Psyshock, followed by a Bullet Punch. Excellent. He's even Life Orb. So time is definitely not on his side. But Scissor will come in, go for a Bullet Punch. knock out that Tapu Koko for the game. Excellent! Excellent work, Scissor. A toast for the Scissor. Let's see what we are going to get next. Feeling the groove again? But what do we have next? I feel like I have faced this team multiple times. But then again, this is OU. So such thing could definitely happen in the overused tier. Potential leads are Pheromosa and Landorus. I shall lead with my Latios in that case. Are you scarfed? We shall find out. Perhaps I will get blown back by a U-turn. But an early knockout on the Pheromosa would be excellent for my team. Ah, U-turn and a critical hit. It did not matter though. I had 5 other pokes to take it. So early 5 to 6 situation for me. And I shall go into my Heatran. Hit this Landorus with a Hidden Power Ice, which my opponent does see coming. Goes into Tapu Fini. Suspecting something and also knowing that Stealth Rocks could be coming. And so I shall go into my Tentacruel. And at least Scald is not burning my Tentacruel, so that is quite fine. And I shall set up a Toxic Spike. So the next time around this Tapu Fini wants to switch in, I can poison it, the very least. And in comes Tapu Koko. I have 2 ground types. Two ground types. Sludge Bomb. No poison though. Are you choiced, however? Would he want to switch out? I shall switch out now. Aha! Excellent. I have a few options. But perhaps he doesn't see my Scarf coming. And he just wants to hit me. He could easily go into Landorus though. Ooh. I shall go for the U-turn. I shall. Because had he stayed in, I could have gone into my Scissor and followed up by a Bullet Punch. And we did not see the Rocky Helmet. So what I shall do is go into my Heatran on a balloon. And I shall go for the Hidden Power Ice again. As he switches out into Tapu Fini. Finally, I get him poisoned. That is quite fine by me. I could have gone for the Stealth Rocks, but he has the Defog. And all I really wanted was this Tapu Fini poisoned. And that is exactly what I got. And I can go back into my Tentacruel. And this time around, I could set up a Toxic Spike, but I could also go for the Sludge Bomb. He could, however, switch into Magnezone. Would he want to do that, though? He goes into Tapu Koko, expecting another Toxic Spikes. Excellent, excellent. I get rid of him. Situation is now 5-5. Now the question is, again, will I stay in? Toxic Spike would be nice for the Pheromosa. Electric Terrain is up though. Very powerful. I shall risk it this time around. As As he makes the good play, goes for the flash cannon. Is he joist? Is he not? I believe I shall go into my Landorus. And I believe he should save his Magnezone and switch out. I shall go for the U-turn, as he does stay in. And is he choiced? Is he choiced? He's not choiced at all. And with the electric terrain, he's doing massive amounts of damage to my Tentacruel. Ah! These cursed misplays are costing me, definitely. In comes the Landorus. Are you running speed EVs? Is the question. He has the Z power. Super Sonic Sky Strike. In that case, this is tough. This is tough. I shall go into my Heatran. This time I should probably pull a double switch, but I do not dare, as he goes for the fly. That is fine by me. I can knock out this Landorus. And with Landorus gone, it does help Scizor, although Scizor still struggles against these two Pokemon. And in comes the Magnezone. Do you happen to be Scarfed? Regardless, I shall go for the Earth Power. Situation is now 3-3. High jump kick is definitely not a bad move on my opponent's behalf. And keeping this Heatran would be good for his Heatran. But also, Landorus would be fine. But would he go for the Ice Beam in this situation? I do not think so. I do believe his best move is to go for either U-turn. Or U-turn or the high jump kick. I shall go for the Magma Storm, as he goes for the high jump kick. And I will go into my Landorus. That is my best option. Tapu Fini is poisoned though, so it is not safe for it to come in. I should be able to two-hit KO him, in fact. 34%, not looking good. I am at full health though. Yes. Do not get the damage I need. Do not. Knock out the Tapu Fini though. Pheromosa does come in. And my opponent will be able to go for the high jump kick. I will have to go into my Scizor. Take one hit. Follow up with a bullet punch. Not doing enough. And high jump kick landing. And we did learn that he is Scarfed. So the game comes down to him either missing this hit. He will be able to knock me out, because I am only a Scarf Landorus. So will you land your attack? You will. That is a good game. A fateful mistake that I made. But it came really close at the end. That was an entertaining match, and we shall look for one more. Potential leads. Landorus, maybe a Ferrothorn? What I shall do is lead with my Heatran. Yes. Expecting that Landorus. And I shall go for the early game Hidden Power Ice. Perhaps catching my opponent off guard, as I've done so many times in the past. Oh yes, but it is still not enough to knock him out, as he goes for the Hidden Power Ice of his own. And my opponent could easily switch out. So what I shall do is go for the Hidden Power Ice again. Because if I go for the Stealth Rocks, he could knock me out. And he could just as well switch out into Tapu Fini to defog away those Stealth Rocks. And I shall go into my Landorus, as he could easily go for the Ice Punch. We shall see if he's going to do that. Earthquake was the move I was expecting, though. And I shall go for the U-turn, and if he does choose to stay in, I shall go into my Scissor, as he reveals the Ice Punch. And I shall Mega Evolve, getting him some more defenses. And if he switches out into Ferrothorn, that is quite alright. The room was made hidden, like my power. On my Latios. And my Heatran. Excellent. In comes the Latios. Or should I go into my Latios, is what I'm thinking. My team does not really enjoy a Zapdos. So what I shall do, in fact, is go into my Latios. And I shall trick, or at least attempt to trick the Zapdos. That works splendidly. Yes. And he goes for the Roost, expecting... Oh. He is gone. He's gone. Okay. This game was a little bit short, so we're gonna get one more. One more. For the hell of it. I'm running out of my coffee, but... got enough for one more game. So we're back in the swing, in the groove of things. Feeling good. Liking this team. Got the Jazz on my side. And for my opponent... potential leads. Landorus, Greninja, Pheromosa, Latios. Are you Scarfed again? We shall find out. Nope. This one was probably Choice Banded. So this time, things work out a little bit differently. But he knows that I am choiced. So he goes into Greninja. He could easily go for the U-turn to get the momentum. But he chooses to go for the Dark Pulse against my specially defensive Tentacruel. And I shall go for a Toxic Spike. Whenever he chooses to go into Tapu Fini, I can get that Pokemon poisoned yet again. Landorus is my obvious switch in here. But I also have Scissor. So I shall switch it in. Taking a powerful Meteor Mash. Thankfully, no attack boost for the Metagross. And I shall U-turn out of here. As he reveals the Hammer Arm. That is quite alright. Because with this U-turn damage, I can trap him with Duck Trio. Bullet Punch, unless it is a... No, I'm not suggesting anything here, but unless... No. Yeah. Unless that would have happened on my side of the field. Critical hit, bullet punch. That might have been bad for my Dark Trio here. 377. You are just a little bit faster. But again, I have my Tentacruel, so I shall switch it in. Sludge Bomb. Not a bad move at all, as he switches into Landorus. Shall I get the poison? No, I shall not. And you could set up Starfrogs, you could go for the Earthquake. I shall go into my Heatran on a balloon, as he chooses to go for the Stone Edge. The fact that he does have the Stone Edge and the damage that I see right now would suggest he is choiced in some sort of manner. I shall go for the Hidden Power Ice though, as he was not choiced at all. So I knock him out. Excellent. And again, I do have my Tentacruel. I shall switch it in. I shall take a hit. And I shall hit everything with a Sludge Bomb if I need to. Okay. That was a dominant victory by a dominant team of Jazz. So thank you very much for watching. And Happy New Year to everyone again. I thank you. And I will see you next time. This is Spade, rambling, jazzing, and signing out. Peace. Smoking.